Let's freaking go! Jaguar Nation, is Brian Thomas the best offensive talent you've ever seen in teal? I just want to open up that question. I understand many of you are going to MJD and Fred Taylor me, maybe Mark Brunell. You guys are witnessing something freaking special. Quick throw right here for Mac Jones. I loved in this Jets game, you just found ways to get him the football, and look at that one-hander. Love it. Really good blocking down the field. Obviously, this Jets secondary has some really good players, and BTJ is able to spin off this Sauce Gardner tackle and fall forward for a few extra yards, man. He is a very difficult load to bring down. And then we get to here, and where he has been the absolute best, even going back to his LSU days, is in the back of the end zone, right? Obviously, that Trevor Lawrence hit on the first game versus the Dolphins was nothing short of incredible. Deep over right here. This should be thrown every single time. They decided to bring Sauce Gardner on a blitz, man-to-man coverage, and look at all this effortless separation, baby. All right, let's get to this throw right here. Corner bailing off right here, and BTJ is running an in-breaker. I like the way that Mac threw with a lot of anticipation towards Brian Thomas. There was another throw right before this that he got rid of the football really quickly. And by throwing the football that quickly, you're giving this guy time to make plays after the catch. All right, so the ultimate sign of respect is when the number one corner is starting to travel with you, especially in the 2-minute drill. This is honestly one of the more profitable routes of Brian Thomas Jr.'s career up to this point, dating back to college, which is the slot fade. And on this rep right here, it's just good on good. Sauce Gardner does a good job getting some hands on him to knock him off script. And Mac is smart to just throw this up. You can see he thought about it just for a second. So the ball is thrown, and Sauce just does a good job staying over the top of it. And it wasn't a good throw. So there's part of that as well. And they did throw the flag. Easily my favorite rep, and it wasn't even a catch. I want you to see this. All right, this guy is impressed man. And in the red zone, the fact that this corner wasn't even able to touch BTJ off this release shows you how slick he is. Look, just grabbing that air. That is absolutely ridiculous. That's some good anticipation right there from Mac. The ball is not the best, okay? It could have been better, but, man, that's just a ridiculous route. So the Jaguars some credit. Obviously, the Jets are not the best coached team in the world. They are getting some pressure right up the middle, but look, you're running a little dig behind this underneath route to draw this backer. And look at when Mac is ripping. That's good freaking beautiful bean footage stuff. Bang. Right on the money. You love to see it. And this is what makes BTJ special. I know it got changed up some, but when you think about all the great LSU players, the RAS metric that measures athleticism from the Twitter account MathBomb had BTJ as one of the more top 3 most athletic LSU NFL draft prospects ever. Right, 3rd and 10, outside leverage, okay? DB is preventing this out, and BTJ is still able to get outside of it. And look, Mac, once again, a lot of pressure, throwing with some anticipation. He's open. It just took a better throw, and it wasn't there. Obviously, a really good sign right here. I understand throwing the football into double coverage isn't the absolute best thing in the world, but if BTJ is drawing this much coverage, once again, these routes are very tight. It's not the best. You never really want your receivers to be that close to one another. So Mac just says, F it, I'm going to throw it up here. Man, this was actually a really well-thrown ball from McCorkle, and the fact that he is getting double covered hopefully is a sign of things to come. This was such a big piece of BTJ's game. And honestly, so much of the Jaden, Malik, and LSU era was just quick little outs, right? DBs would play so far off that you would just have to play out ball, basically, out comebacks. And one thing I think BTJ's done a better job of is when he would get the ball with this much separation, sometimes he would go negative. Right here, this was a good idea just to get vertical here. Really, really, really good stuff. And then, my goodness gracious, 3rd and 6, you're showing cover one at the top, press man right here. This is such an easy read for Mac. If this guy right here doesn't bail out, this should automatically be where you're going with the football. And y'all, this is just nasty. This is downright gross. Look, DB in a blender, and it's just simple stuff, right? He gets beat so quick that it really doesn't matter. And then, of course, one of the better things about Brian Thomas Jr. is after the catch, the dude is an absolute monster. Now, pre-snap, the Jets probably liked where they were. You know, this DB inside leverage, it doesn't matter, though. If you're this talented, you can find ways to get the DB off of you. Okay, so obviously we're slowing it down. Man, you could see he's really attacking, not selling where he's going to go. A nice little shimmy. You could see Brian Thomas Jr. has a heavy basketball background all the way back to Walker High School in Louisiana. Eyes that way. DB just doesn't really know what to do, right? Because in this spot, if you watched a lot of film on Brian, a lot of slot fades. So you're worried about that as well, okay? So it's just nasty. It really, really, really is nasty to be that nuanced of a route runner only as a year 3 prospect and only 1 year at LSU where he was truly a full-time receiver. Obviously, he played a lot in year 2 of his career. But, man, it's so, so, so beautiful to watch. And I also love this from the Jaguars, right? If they're playing off you and they're bringing pressure, let's just throw the football out quickly and see what happens. And even with the missed block, Brian Thomas Jr. was able to make him miss. And honestly, if the blocking was just semi-decent, obviously Devin Duvernay, I mean, what the heck is that? I mean, really, what are we doing with our livelihoods? Okay, nasty. That's a bad, bad blown block. Doesn't matter. BTJ is able to run right by him. And we get a blown block right here from the tight end. Decent blocking. I mean, you have a shot. Final target, game on the line, 3rd and 5. Okay, this is what you want. Good on good. BTJ versus Sauce Gardner. And Mac, honestly, just threw this football a little too early. Okay, it is on the money, but, man, it's just a little too early. It sneaks up on BTJ. Also, maybe I'm wrong on this. It looks like the sun is something to deal with in the spot. Ugh. So, I need your help, okay? Brian Thomas rocking the Byron Leftwich uniform. You love to see it. I think these vintage Jaguar unis should be permanent, right? And BTJ's played well in them multiple times now. But I need you Jaguar fans to set me straight, all right? I grew up a big fan of David Garrard. Who is the best Jaguar offensive player of all time? I mean, it would have to be Fred Taylor, correct? Do you think Brian Thomas is an overall better talent based on what you've seen? Do you think he will have the better career? Now, it'll come off to LSU bias, purple-colored glasses, if you will, if I say yes, especially since Taylor's a Florida Gator. But you guys know what you've seen. Now, look, this was his second 100-yard game. He's had a lot of 80 to 90-yard games, and that's with rough offensive line play, rough QB play. Also, a semi-crowded wide receiver room. Okay, remember, Christian Kirk out. Evan Ingram not in the picture. Gabe Davis, we've seen how that has gone this year. And obviously, no T-Law. So it's crazy how good he's been, knowing that this environment has been what it is. Obviously, in this game, a lot of screens mixed in there as well, but 14 targets, 10 catches, multiple tutties. I mean, you guys know what you're witnessing, right? It's truly something special. I think it's safe to say, well, it's not safe. There's still a lot of football to be played. I think he's the best wide receiver talent I've ever seen with the Jaguars. So let me know what you guys think. I know it would be Jimmy Smith or Kenny McCardell. Let me know what you guys think down below, okay? It is Power Hour NFL. Boom! And tonight we are doing Italian subs. Let's go.